Hey everyone, it's Rosemary. I apologize that I haven't really been doing much on my channel in a while. I've only been posting things like here and there and all that stuff. And I'm trying to post more videos, but it's just really complicated for me, I don't know. But this is a video dedicated to someone very special in my life that I can truly call my best friend and my true love. Because this one person has definitely changed my life, and he has done so many amazing things for me that I cannot imagine that is possible. Keep in mind that I may stutter a bit here and there and that I may lose my track of thought. This is all unscripted and like uncut, so just bear with me, okay? But some of you may have been noticing that I have been recently mentioning this one person on my channel. His name's Octopus58. Well, his YouTube channel is. And if you can clearly understand that I am dating him too. And it's really been the most amazing time, honestly, and I hope it can go on for much longer. Because today is our 8th-month anniversary, and I wanted to make something special for him. So, how did we meet, basically? Well, it was a lot. It honestly was a lot, because over a series of a couple years, when I was in middle school, starting in middle school, I have been having a very hard time, just accepting myself or accepting, interaction with other people. I obviously I've been happy, but it's been difficult because I've been trying to find, someone to actually find love. I've been trying to actually find someone I can really care for, because that's what I've wanted, and that's what I've really been wanting to do. And the fact that I would always get rejected, from friends of mine. Like, they're still friends with me, of course, but I've tried falling in love with them, because there was this one person in my high school that I'm still friends with, of course, that I had a huge crush on, but things didn't really work out. And unfortunately, I kept trying and trying and trying, but nothing would ever work, and it just made me feel so insecure about myself, just more and more, just adding on to the fact that, how I felt in middle school, when I've already had bad relationships back then. Well, relationships meaning, friendships, not, actual relationships, because the one I'm having right now is actually my first relationship. But, so I only joined Discord almost a year ago, around the end of March, and I only did because recently I was watching a lot of art videos and whatever, and I have been running into Anjelo. If you don't know who he is, he's another DeviantArt ranter, and he does a lot of stupid stuff on his channel. I'll put a link to his videos in the description, but I got interested into him, and I started doing a lot more stuff on DeviantArt after a certain period of time, for personal reasons. But I remember he was mentioning about making new backgrounds for his videos, and I noted him on DeviantArt saying oh, well, I could probably help with that, and he accepted the offer, and he was asking if I had a Discord. I said no, for just personal reasons, and he said, okay, that's fine, well, you can just send them to me or whatever, and I drew them, and I did, and over time, well, not over time, but later, he asked me if if I can make sprites for him, and I did for that too. He only used them a couple times, but it's perfectly fine, and I understand why. But excuse me. But yeah, after that, I started realizing that, like, oh, well, people on Discord are having, like, better connections with other people. So that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to get, have more interaction with people and, make more friends and stuff. So that's exactly what I did. And, I got to make friends with Anjelo. I got to make friends with, like, a bunch of other people. And I really have a fun time with it. I really do. I've made wonderful, wonderful friends. And, that's when I started to get to know, Octopus 50. You know what, screw it. I'll just call him Mikey, because that's his actual name, Michael. So, that's when I started getting to know Mikey, was from Anjelo. And, well, actually, I started getting to know Mikey when I was watching his videos. Like, I didn't, like, get to actually talk to him. I started just knowing who he was. Like, I just saw, like, a couple of his videos and stuff, and I actually thought it was kind of entertaining. So, I joined Discord, and I noticed that he was there, and that's how we basically just first started. But, after that, I remember there was this one time where, I was on a server on Discord, and he was in a video, not in a video call, voice call, because they didn't have video calls then. They were in a voice call, and I was very shy to actually, join them, because I felt like a big introvert. I was very shy on, actually talking with, new people and whatever. But I did, and we actually got to talk, like, a lot, which was surprising to me. And that's how we started to become, like, really close friends. It was because over time, we started to get to know, like, a lot about each other. And even though I was just, this little, like, shy, like, this little shy girl here and there, he was perfectly fine with it. He literally, like, understood, like, everything of mine, and, like, it's just, like, a thing of where we have so much in common. Like, we still figure things out to this day of, like, how much we have in common, and just, it's so amazing how I can just have one person relate to me so much in so many ways. Like, I didn't even, like, expect that from anybody. Like, no one would ever understand me as much as he does, from, like, both serious personal things to, like, the most retarded things you can ever think of. But honestly, that's what we really got to know. Like, we got to know so much about each other. Like, we knew we had, like, so many things in common. Like, it's still hard for me to think about that. It's just amazing. But, we just started to get to talk more and more after, after that one time. And I was only on Discord since March, and we started getting together since May. So, the fact that we got to know each other that quickly, and got to know each other more and more after that is just insane to me. But, yeah, pretty much we just been hanging out a lot together. We got to talk together, and I remember there was one time where he got very interested in all of the singing that I do, and, all the artwork that I do too. And, well, another part of the singing is that, like, he'd wanted to actually, collab with me into actually, like, making music or whatever. And, technically that's kind of what I did with, one of his songs, Sleepy Destination. And even though I'm not entirely proud of that song because the mic quality isn't the best, it's still something that I made a dream come true, and I'm happy that I did, because it's something that we wanted to do for a long time now, and, over time it will get better and better for sure, but, it was very sweet, and of course he loved it. But, yeah, we started to just talk more and more, and we just got to get to know each other more and more, and did stuff more and more, and it was getting ridiculous to the point of where, like, oh, well, you guys are dating, and it's not surprising at that point, because we didn't honestly expect that something would happen, but you know, that's I'll say that in a second. But a couple days before we actually, you know, got to be together, we decided to play a game of Mario Kart together, and it was a very fun time, honestly. It was very fun, and I beat him a lot, because I know more than him, so... But, no, it was really fun, and we got to do, like, we got to just, you know, have a lot of fun together, and it was probably the most fun I've really ever had with anybody. Well, I'll get to say more in a second, but, yeah, we pretty much just did, you know, we played games together, we did a lot of things together, we mostly talked, but that one game of Mario Kart we did together is just basically what the closest thing that started to, like, us. And the day before we got together, I remember that, well, actually no, before I went to bed, he was working on a drawing of us, you know, actually playing Mario Kart, and it was probably one of the first drawings that he ever drew of me with him, and I was actually gonna do the same, and that's exactly what I did. And it was another picture that I have right here. It's called Another Round. I titled it Another Round, I mean, and it was very fun, and it was very cute. But it was the day that we got together of when, at first I kind of thought that I was feeling, you know, I was feeling very paranoid, because, like, this is just another mistake I was making. Like, I was just gonna, like, fall in another trap of just being rejected, because I was that type of person who just wanted to fall in love and to actually, like, find someone to care for. You know, not just, like, as a best friend. Like, I had feelings. I had genuine feelings for people, but I kind of just felt like they were little lies that were just, you know, flying around in my head. But this Mikey, I've had genuine feelings more than anything. This is the person who's really defined love to me. And I remember I was in a class and I was so anxious to to actually confess my feelings to him. And it was just so hard, because if I did say something, it would haunt me. If I didn't say something, it would haunt me for a longer time, so I didn't want it to haunt me for so long. So I tried telling him, like, I remember going into the bathroom and trying to tell him, but I was deleting messages here and there because I was just, you know, I was too scared to. Because, again, I tried to find my first relationship, it wasn't easy. But, after he noticed that I had all deleted messages, he was okay with me, you know, speaking my mind. Well, I was more speaking my heart more than it was my mind, because I feel my heart is much more stronger in my mind than this case. That I did say it to him, and you know, that's pretty much what led us here to me right now, obviously. But I remember I told him, and I remember being so surprised that, you know, he actually had feelings for me too, because for how much similar we really are as together, I didn't really expect that, you know, he actually had feelings for me too. It was probably the most amazing feeling of my entire life, and it still is. He accepted me as who I am. I'll get to all of that in a second, but yeah, pretty much that he told me that he had feelings too, and that, you know, even though that we are kind of long distance, because, you know, I live in one area, he lives in another. That's relatively far, but we're getting there. We're getting there, but I'm pretty sure it's definitely easy. But after he said that, I literally just felt like the happiest girl in the world, because he's just I knew he was the one man that I wanted to be with, and that's basically how everything started, obviously. And, you know, over time, we just got to know each other, like, you know, more and more about each other. You know, we got to see more of, like, what we have in ourselves. We got to really, like, you know, share, you know, express everything to each other. You really have so much trust that I cannot even, like, understand is just actually real. Now, I understand that just like, oh, well, you know, you can really fall in love with anybody, you can really have fun with anybody, like, how has this person really changed your life as much if, you know, you can really do any of those fun things that you said with any other person. Yes, that's true, but, you know, he's there for me there's a reason why I call him a best friend and my true love. The true love part is, you know, obviously the boyfriend-girlfriend part, where, you know, we genuinely have, you know, loving feelings for each other in that type of sense. And, you know, there's just so much that we really love about each other that, you know, Mikey has a lot to me that he really has a lot that I just love beyond with a passion. Both including, you know, all of the music he does, all of his genuine humor and all of that stuff. He has so much that I can't just be without. So many things I can't look away from. It's hard for some people to believe that, like, I could have really fallen in love for anybody else in this entire world, but he was the first that I've fallen in love with, and the first that he could ever have this much, you know, beauty and this much talent and this much, you know, this much of a warm heart and a soul that no one else ever has. No one I know. The best friend part is something different, kind of, because while he does make me very happy, very, very happy of just, you know, being around, having fun with me, you know, just playing around and all that stuff, he treats me like a person. He treats me like the person that I am and the person that I want. And, you know, he's shown me who I am. He's shown me that, you know, the decisions I make are only for myself, not for anybody else. He's shown me, like, the confidence that I can have in myself and how much I can really do for myself in my future. He's shown me potential that I can really portray. Not just me, but pretty much anyone else in this entire world. But he's shown me happiness. He's shown me the definition of just everything. Strength, power, happiness, potential, perfection. Everything. And he's shown me just how to be myself and just, you know, to accept, you know, a lot about myself and what it means to actually, you know, live life and actually, you know, just I'd really be a different person if it wasn't for him. I wouldn't really understand much if it wasn't for him. Of course, I would have been definitely a happy person, but I never really understood happiness. I never really understood what it meant to, you know, find that happiness in myself. He is the one that saw me, and he is the one that actually showed me who I am. He's the one that, given me the opportunity to actually be myself and to actually, find ways to go on with my life and to make sure that no one tells me otherwise. He's shown me so much that I do now can really take me anywhere. He's shown me how to make better decisions for myself. He's shown me He's just shown me everything no one else has ever done for me before. It's maybe due to the fact that I was very shy and that I really couldn't understand anything. But he understood me. He saw me and understood me in countless ways. Not just for things in common, but just for as a similar person as me. It's still insane. But, he does a lot for me, and I know he still will do a lot for me, because I can't ever be without him. I know you're listening to this, Mikey. I can't ever be without you. You know that. I know that I'm going to be in your life for however long will be, and hopefully that's forever, because I'm here, and I'm always here to care for you and just protect you and to show you who you are and all the happiness that you can do, not only for yourself but just for anybody, and especially me. You have so much potential in your life that you can really go so far. You know it. You know all of what you're capable of. There's always something positive to every downside. You can find your way through it or around it. Everyone can. There's always happiness to some situation. There's always light to darkness. There's always a chance to actually have a happy mindset. I know you've shown me all of that, Mikey. I know that you can do anything. And you will do anything. And I will always be right here to support you and cheer you on, to always give you all the support you need and to understand you in every single way possible. Because there's no way that I can't ever be without you. Because I love you more than anything. Now, I understand that not every relationship is perfect. I understand that most relationships can, have its flaws, can have its differences, can have all of its problems, but the point of a relationship is to not only just, fall in love with someone for just actually, love, if you get what I mean. But, it's basically like having a best friend. Well, more than a best friend, pretty much. It's for both, both people in a relationship to actually, care for each other and to treat them like the person that they actually are. It's for both of them to be happy and to support all the happiness that they want to do with their life. It's not about, all the kissy, all that stuff. It's just more about, finding what it means to actually, fall in love. Finding the truth about each other. So, you can actually have that trust. And while that does have its flaws, while it does hurt to, break out of a relationship or just, be rejected or something, I understand that. But that doesn't mean you haven't lost hope. For whoever has been lost in your life, well, relationship-wise, I mean, it really shouldn't matter, because they are just their own life now. They shouldn't be something to bother with. They're their own life, and you are your own life. You shouldn't bother with them anymore if they don't want you in your life. You just move on and find something happier to do. Because, again, there's always something positive to some downside. You can always find happiness somewhere. You may not recognize it exactly, but it's there. It really is right in front of you somewhere. You can find it, and you can be able to find what it means to be happy in your own unique way. Because not everyone's perfect, obviously. Everyone needs somebody, because it's really not easy to do anything alone. And, having at least friends to support that, because a relationship can even include a friendship. Just having friends by your side who love you as a friend, even in that case, that can bring you happiness. That can really show that you have support, and that you have someone that can understand you in some kind of way to just, actually bring you that happiness, and do what they want to do for you in order to keep that happiness, especially with family too, because obviously your family loves you more than anything, and they do all they can to just make sure you grow up happily, make sure you live the life that only you want to do, and to make sure that you make the right decisions for yourself. Everyone wants everybody happy. It may not be easy, but there's always happiness, and it's easy to have a happy mindset to things. You can't necessarily be happy 24/7, all goody two-shoes and all that shit, but it's easy to have a happy mindset on things. It's okay to be sad, and it's okay to cry. Just know that it's never going to last forever, because there's so many things to be grateful about. People may not even recognize that can really make a big impact on their lives. And over time, there will be more and more happiness. It's taken me such a long time just to find mine. And that I was able to find help to find all of it. Because it really wasn't easy. I've tried, going to therapists to try and find it. It didn't really work, because they didn't understand me like how I wanted them to, or how I needed them to. That's why I have my Mikey. And that's why you have everyone that cares for you. Everyone that appreciates you in some kind of way. Everyone that loves you. And I love you too. But yeah, this was just a little video that I wanted to make dedicated to me and Mikey's 8-month anniversary. So, happy anniversary, baby. I'm with you forever. I love you so much, Michael. Take care.